sila nakakatapakan na eh. Even kung susuriin yung mabuti, pati itong statement ni Amena Pangandaman is not really staged. No? She's not staging her statements to protect the president. She's staging her statements to protect herself. Ganyan na nangyari eh. Dahil ninombrahan siya ni Saldico eh. Alam nyo, ang lalim ng pagtatago nitong si Amena Pangandaman eh. Dapat ito ilagay sa sentro. Kasi nung panahon ni Duterte, na-fire out na ito. Tsaka si Ben Jokno, yung boyfriend niya, yung alleged boyfriend niya, di umano, ay tinanggal na ito ni Duterte dahil tinuro sila ni Congressman Andayan, chairman ng Appropriations Committee, if you remember, in discussing the 2019 national budget. At sinabi mismo ni Andaya, and this is on record, this is out in the press, that it's Amena Pangandaman who is the mastermind of all those shenanigans. And the first thing that Marcos does on his first duty is what? Number one, abolish the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission. And number two, appoint Ben Jokno back into government. Ewan ko malamang kung anong meron yung tao na yan as Secretary of Finance and Amena Pangandaman as Secretary of the Budget. Dito, lumabas ngayon that Amena Pangandaman is really in the center of the controversy. Bakit hindi siya nasa listahan ng Blue Ribbon Committee? Wala siya sa listahan ng ICI. Ano ang sinasabi ni Amena Pangandaman? Na dapat daw, dahil inakusahan ni Saldico na nag-insert si Marcos ng 100 billion, of which 25 billion went to his pocket, dapat daw, as early as the National Expenditure Program, in-insert na ng Pangulo yun. Kaso nga hindi doon naganap eh. Amena Pangandaman. The budget process is transparent and still legal from the time the National Expenditure Program is submitted to both houses of Congress. At yan, pwede pa rin magkaroon ng amendments. Hindi insertions ang tawag dyan. Why? Because amendments are transparent. It is submitted to the committee or to the plenary session. It is subject to objection. It is subject to debate. It is subject to scrutiny. So, yung version ng Congress is still legal pa yan. Yung version ng House at version ng Senate. Saan nangyayari ang insertions?
Sa BICAM daw.
Pagdating na sa BICAM. Ang nangyari nga dito, hindi sa BICAM natapos. Kung natatandaan ninyo, isiniwalat ni Congressman Isidro Ungam na ang BICAM report was full of blanks.
Blank
At yan ay
items.
pinunuan sa deklarasyon ni Congressman Toby Chanco sa isang small committee.
Yun.
So, doon naganap ang krimen. Doon in-insert yung 100 billion. Pwede ba naman mag-insert ng 100 billion si Marcos doon sa net? Anong supporting papers? Anong justification? Pinasok mo sa DPWH yan. Itatago mo sa program funds. Sabi na nga ni Saldico, hindi pwedeng sobrahan ng higit pa sa appropriation ng Department of Education. So hindi tatanggapin sa NEP yan. Hindi rin tatanggapin sa congressional deliberations yan. Diyan lang pwede yan sa BICAM. Dahil kakaunti na sila. Wala na silang 30 dyan. At yung small committee yata, wala man lang 5.
Opo.
So, ang sinasabi ni Pangandaman is, this is beyond my control. I am out of this. But the president, ano nangyari? The president inserted it doon sa small committee. So, out siya. Ina-out niya sarili niya. Oh, ayan ang mga problema dito sa mga, nag-defend. Oh, ano sabi ni, ni Dave Zamora? Ha? Oh, na, ano raw to? Hearsay. Hindi po hearsay ito. Kung meron mang isang tao na nakakaalam halos lahat ng detalya ukol sa budget process ng 2025, it was Saldico. He has personal knowledge. He is personally involved. He is legally culpable. And he is morally burdened by it. So, star witness, Mr. Zamora, itong si Saldico. And alam nyo, napaka-astute, napaka-intelligent, no? Kaya hindi nyo matatalo si Saldico dito. Because he is intelligent. Anong ginawa niya? Anong ginawa niya? Bukod sa nag-introduce siya ng issue na hindi na pag-uusapan, which is the 100 billion, kung saan nagkaroon daw ng di umano ng 25 billion si Pangulo, kinoroborate niya ang testimonya ni Bryce Hernandez, ni Henry Alcantara, and ultimately, Orly Gutesa. So, hindi na, alam mo, sinasabi nila kailangan daw under oath. No way! Saldico has no intention of entering the legal process here. Excuse me. Kayong mga pea-brain around the president, don't you realize that Saldico does not intend to enter the legal process here? He is trying all of you by publicity. He is using the court of public opinion. Kung walang notarization na ma-question yan si Pinky Lacson. At walang ketsuburete under oath or whatever requirements ng ombudsman, pinagsasabi niyan si Boying Rimulya. He is above all of you. And all of you are being named as he promised. So, gawin niyo na. Kayong mga nakapwesto ngayon, kung ayaw niyo masabi, gawin niyo na inyong tungkulin. Ang problema dito, sabi ko nga, no exit na si Marcos, no exit na si Romualdez. So, meron pang napapanahon dahil alam niyo, ang final nito is when certain forces of the government starts withdrawing support to the presidency. Hindi lang armed forces, hindi lang national police. During the decline of Ferdinand Edrelin Marcos Sr., pati mga foreign service officers, pati mga teachers, pati it is the whole bureaucracy will start withdrawing support. No? Hindi nyo ba napapansin, mga kabansa, na the Vice President is already being visited by foreign ambassadors? And these are no ordinary foreign ambassadors. This is ambassador from Great Britain. This is ambassador of France. At pag yan ay luminya na at pumila na sa OBP kay sino man ang Vice President, wala na yan. Matter of days na lang yan, matter of hours na lang yan. So wag na natin hintayin doon. Yung 25 billion, imbis na ilipat ninyo sa Ilocos Norte, di umano, according to Sas Rogando Saso, dalhin nyo na sa National Treasury, isoli nyo na. At lahat ng pera, yung 56 billion na sinasabi ni Saldico, nakabuuan ng kinuha ninyo between Marcos and Romualdez diyan sa 2025 budget, isoli nyo na. Okay?
Ayan.
And mag-negotiate na kayo ng graceful exit. Yan ang mapag-uusapan naman lahat ito eh. Ha? Huwag na lang magulo ang sambayanang Pilipino. Dahil 3 taon na po kaming nagdurusa. 3 taon na po kami na inaapi ng administrasyon.